Welcome to the Black Educated Tea podcast where we have conversations on how Black women navigate through life and education. I'm your host, Makeda Marie. I'm a life coach and strategic consultant. In this safe space and in this podcast, we have conversations on how we balance and navigate through life, education, corporate America, entrepreneurship, motherhood, love, just so many topics. It's just endless. Please join us for the Black Educated Tea podcast so you can be a part of these magnificent conversations. Welcome to the Black Educated Tea podcast. I'm your host, Makeda Marie, and today's topic is doubt and fear. But, as always, before we get into the tea, let's get into the tea. So this is probably one of my favorite mugs right now. I absolutely love this because of the size, because of the color, of course, the print on it. That you have this beautiful goddess on here. And I'm actually drinking a goddess tea. So I'm actually drinking goddess tea by Aces Vibe. Really, really good tea. It has helped my skin. It has helped me to lose weight. It has helped me with clarity. It has helped me with so many different things. So Goddess Tea, Aces Vibe, suggest you try it out. You're going to absolutely love it. So let's get into this topic here, doubt and fear. Doubt and fear were the two main things that was giving me a blockage in my life, I would say. I would doubt absolutely everything that I wanted to do. I would doubt, and then the fear would come. No matter what it was, I would always doubt myself. Even when I had completed a task, even when I would complete something and it seemed to have been a success, I still would doubt it. I would still say things like, oh my God, I could have did it this way. I could have did it that way. And then I would get fearful. Like, oh, what if I try this again? What's going to happen? I felt like it was a disaster. Although people are saying, hey, great job. You did absolutely wonderful. Can you show me how to do that? Or whatever the case may be, doubt and fear consumed me so much. And it's still a work in progress, honestly. But one key thing I've started to do when doubt and fear begins to arise in me, I try to kick those negative thoughts to the side. So what I tend to do is, say for instance, I'm about to do a show and with Aces Vibe, and I'm in front of a huge crowd and I'm talking to individuals and I hear those negative thoughts coming. Like, are you going to say the right words? Are you going to stumble? Oh, Makeda, this is going to be a disaster. I quickly eliminate those thoughts and be like, Makeda, you have a crowd out here that's here to hear what you have to say. Give them a message that they can resonate with. Give them the tools that they can use. Whatever it is that they are here for, make the best of it. They came to see you for a reason because they know that you are capable of giving them the tools, giving them the conversation, showing them how to start their business, whatever it is. You have the tools. That's what I was telling myself. I had the tools. I had the knowledge. I had the resources. People are not going to come see you, or people are not going to invest in you if they don't believe in you. So why wasn't I believing in myself? So when I would get those negative thoughts and I would be like, okay, we're not doing this today. We are not doing this today at all. We're going to get rid of these negative thoughts. But when the event was over, the conference, whatever it was, I would get home and be like, man, I should have did it this way. Makeda, why didn't you do it this way? So those thoughts were still there. So it's hard to get rid of those thoughts when you have programmed yourself for so long to always be doubtful and to fear. We are our worst critic. I remember a couple months ago, a young lady gave me a compliment on my hair. I've been wearing braids for a while. My hair is natural now. And I'm going to do an episode on that as well because that's a whole journey in itself. But for me, I don't like doing hair. So usually when my hair is out, my hair is usually cut short. And because I don't like doing hair. So my hair is like really long now, but it's natural. And like I said, I don't like combing my hair, so I just been keeping braids up for like forever. But either way, so a young lady gave me a compliment. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, your hair is your braids are so beautiful." And she was, just giving me a compliment. And I couldn't take the compliment and just leave it there. This is what I did. So she gave me a compliment on my braids. She was like, "Oh my gosh, your braids are just so beautiful. They're so nice." And I was like, "Oh, well, thank you so much. It's time to take these down. They're starting to frizz up and this and that." And she kind of stopped and she was like, "No, they're fine. You don't have to do anything to them." And at that moment, I stopped and I listened to myself because I'm like, I do that often. Someone would give me a compliment on something, and then I'll come back and try to disregard the compliment that they gave me. "Oh, that's a nice dress. Oh, girl, no, this old thing, I only paid such and such for it, and I feel like it doesn't fit right like it used to anyways," instead of just taking the compliment that somebody gave me. So at that moment, I'm like, I do that often. No matter what it is, if someone gives me a compliment on something, I find so many excuses and so many ways to disregard their compliment instead of just taking it for what it is. Once again, that's that doubt. That's that fear. Not even being able to embrace a compliment for someone. So anytime you get a compliment, take that compliment. Don't doubt the compliment. That's how bad it had got for me, to the point that I would even doubt the compliments. I was fearful of compliments. With someone just saying something nice, I would have to come back and kind of say something negative about it. Because in a way, that is something negative. Someone is coming to you with a positive compliment, and instead of you just saying, "Oh, thank you so much, I really appreciate that," and maybe you saying something nice to them as well, you're like, "Oh, I appreciate that so much, but I could lose 10 more pounds, maybe the dress would fit better," or, whatever your response is. That is a negative response. Instead of just taking that positive compliment and giving one back. So I have worked on that tremendously. I have. But it took years for me to realize how much doubt and how much fear I had instilled in me. I mean, this was from childhood on up till now. I had so many years of just doubt and fear in me. And to this day, and I have a therapist. As I always say, I go to counseling. I'm going to continue to go to counseling because I'm still on my healing journey. And it takes time. But I still have not figured out why there was so much doubt and fear. Because anything I would put my mind to, I would do it. I've always been a go-getter. So even if I would doubt myself, I would still do it in the process, which was crazy because you know how sometimes you doubt yourself so much to the point that it hinders or stops you from doing certain things. It did at times for me, but other times there would be doubt, but I would still do it. But once I did it, that's when the doubt still became afterwards. I was still doubting the completion of the project, which was the absolutely no. But I'm still working on figuring out what part of my life I just, got to the point where I doubted and feared so much. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. But I would love to know, what techniques you're using. How do you get over doubt and fear? Is it still a work in progress for you? Because it's definitely a work in progress for me. But for me, it started with noticing little small things in my life, like the compliments or after the events or whatever I was doing, a project, something, for work. And I would get, "Oh, you did such a great job." And I couldn't even take that. Or I would finish something and would have so much doubt afterwards. But it's like, you accomplished it, you finished it. End of story. You take your lessons from it, what to do, what not to do the next time moving forward. But why was there still so much doubt for me after I had completed this task, this project, this event, whatever? There was still so much doubt and fear. Fear of what people thought about me. Fear of what people were saying about me. That's the things that will formulate in my mind. And now to the point, I'm like, I don't care what people think, what people are going to have to say. People are going to talk regardless. If you do something for someone, they're going to talk about it. Oh, well, she shouldn't have did it. And if you don't do it, they're still going to talk. Well, she should have did it. So no matter what you do, people are going to talk regardless. And that is something that I had to realize as well. No matter what I do, I can do something perfect for somebody. There's still going to be talk or complaints or whatever behind it. And like I said, if I don't do it, then there's still talk behind it. So you can't win. There's no win-win in that. So I'm to the point now I don't really care what people think, what people say. But I did at one point. I really did. And it caused some of my doubt and fear. But I'm still, backtracking, trying to see at what point in my life that I became so doubtful and so fearful of just life and progression and things of that sort. But I'm on this journey. I'm moving forward. And so far, it's actually going really good. Because anytime I have that doubt or that fear, when it arises, I kick it to the curb with positive thoughts. And no, we're not doing this today. This is what we're going to think about today. I'm changing my mindset in that moment. So I would just love to hear your comments, your thoughts on how you move through doubt and fear. If it's a work in progress for you, what have been some techniques and some practices you've used along the way? And as always, it's the Black Educated Tea Podcast.